people out there. Hi, great minds and future leaders. Welcome to my corner. This is Diction Clinic. Coming to you live from Diction Impact Concern, I remain your mistress, Gina. Today in Diction Clinic, we're learning about the 5 vowel letters. Last week, we learned about the sounds of letter A to Z. And I remember we took a body language and we also took words examples. So today, we're looking into 5 of the 26 letters, which are letter A, letter E, letter I, letter L, and letter U. Now, we are talking about the 5 vowel letters. What is so special about the 5 vowel letters? The 5 vowel letters are basic letters that makes consonants meaningful, that makes consonants functional, and that makes consonants have the power to operate in an English word. Therefore, it is important that we learn their rules and how to use them. Come along. First, we'll look at the 2 basic sounds for each of them. Now, A, E, I, L, U have gotten 2 basic sounds each. Now, your long sounds are used for naming your English words. They're also used for spelling your English words. And your short A, E, I, L, U sounds are used for speaking your English words and pronouncing your English words. I hope you understand the functions of the A, E, I, O, U. Very good. Now let's start. Let's look at the first letter, which is the vowel letter A. My vowel letter A have gotten the long sound, which is pronounced or named as A. Say it again. A. Again. A. That sound is used for naming words. Is used for spelling words. Example, we can have F-A-K-E. Call it fake. Fake. Very good. We can have C-A-K-E. Call it cake. Cake. That is lovely. Now we look at the short letter A sound, which is the second basic sound, and that is pronounced as air. Last week we learned about the air, remember? Air. Again. Air. Very good. Now that sound is used for pronunciation. It's also used for speaking English words. For example, if I have an English word that has the vowel letter A in the middle and then at the end there is no any other vowel, there I use the short letter A sound to pronounce. What do I mean? C-A-N, for example. C-A-N is pronounced as can. Can. You don't say cane because it's not having letter E at the end. So the rule says when your English words have each of these 5 vowels in the middle without any vowel at the end, you use the short sounds to speak them. But when your English words have each of these 5 vowels in the middle but end with another vowel or form a relationship with another vowel in the middle, there you use the long sounds to pronounce or name them. Don't worry, you will understand soon. Let's go on with the A, the first, which is the A. A as in what? A as in what? Look at this word example. M-A-N-E, pronounced as main. You're using the long A sound to speak it. Main, because the vowel in the middle is the vowel letter ending with another vowel. But if it's not ending with another vowel, for example, look at this. You have it here. There is no vowel at the end, so you use the short sound to speak it. So I call this am. 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 I call this ant. Ant, because there is no vowel at the end. So I'm using the short air to speak them. And I have this has. Has. Very good. But looking at the long letter A, the long letter A having another vowel at the end or forming a relationship with another vowel in the middle, it will receive the long A sound. So here we call this ain, main. We call this what? Ache, shake, because it's ending with the vowel letter E, so we use the long A sound. Here we have ape, cape, and here we have ache, take. I hope you understand the use of the two basic sounds of your vowel letter A. Now let's move to the vowel letter E. The vowel letter E. The vowel letter E have two basic sounds as well, which are the long E. I take that again, E, again, E, and the short E. Say it again, E. Say it again, E. Very good. Now let's see how they function. The long sound E can be used for naming your words, for naming your nouns. Now, for instance, you have a word having letter E in the middle and then ending with another letter, vowel letter at the end, or having letter E in the middle and then having another vowel letter beside that letter E. Now you use that long E sound to speak such a word. But a situation where you have just the vowel letter E standing all alone in between your consonants, the letter E receives the short E. Now let's see a few examples of what we're talking about. Now look at this. Here you have letter E standing all alone beside the consonants. It takes the short E because there is no other E or no other vowel beside it. So we use the short E to speak it, egg. Here we have E all alone in between the consonants. We call it end. Here we have E all alone in between consonants. We call it bend. Here we have E all alone in between the consonants. We call it get. That is how to use your short letter E in between words. But a situation where your letter E forms relationship with another vowel or having another vowel at the end of the word. In that instance, your letter E receives the long sound E. For instance, we have a word like R-E-D should be read. But in a situation where we have R-E-D-E, two vowels, it takes the long E. So call this what? Read. Very good. B-R-E-E-D. Now you see the vowel E repeating itself twice. It takes the sound E. Call this what? Breed. Very good. Here we have M-E-T-E. In this case, E is taking its shape twice. So we call this what? Meat. Now, a situation where you can have A beside your E. It will also receive the E sound. Okay, now this might not be there, but M-E-A-T will give us meat. Now look at this, W-H-E-A-T. You have two vowels beside each other. It takes the long sound E. So we call this what? Wheat. That is very clever of you. I hope you're gaining something. Alright, now let's look at the next vowel, which is the vowel letter I. Call it, everybody, I. I call that again, I. Good. You don't say I. You don't open your mouth too wide. Okay, you shape your mouth a little bit open. Okay, say I. You can see my lips right now. Very good. Now the vowel letter I have gotten two basic sounds also. And the first basic sound is the long letter I. Say I. Say it again. Point to yourself and sound I. Everybody, I. Say I. Very good. Now the short sound of the vowel letter I is spoken as I. Say I. Say I. Very good. Now how do we use them? Now first and foremost, remember I said in English, when you have your vowel letter standing alone in the midst of consonants, such vowels receive the short sounds. But if you have your vowel letters forming relationship with other vowels or ending with vowels, then you give it a long sound. You give the word the long pronunciation. I hope you're clear about that. Very good. Now, let's start with a few examples we have here. First, we look at the short letter I, which is A. A. Now, your word examples such as INK is spoken as what? Ink. Why? Because the vowel letter I stands all alone beside the consonants. Very good of you. Here we have HIS. His, not his, but his. Why? Why are you using the short I sound? Because the vowel letter I is standing all alone in between the consonants. I hope you're learning. And here we have PIN, pin. Here we have KING, king. Call it what? King. Again, king. Very good. That is how to use your short vowel letter I sounding as A. Very good. Now let's look at the long vowel letter I in between words. Don't mind my writing, okay? All right, here we have SITE. Remember, if you have SIT alone, it will give you sit because the vowel there takes A. So you call it sit. But a situation where I is having another vowel at the end, it changes from short sound to the long sound. So we use the long I. Point to yourself and say I. I. Use that sound to speak this word. Say what? Sight. Say again. Sight. And the next word, LITE, is what? You alone. Say again. Okay, light. Very good. And ITE will give you what? Say it again. Oh, lovely. Night. Okay, here we have TIME, giving us what? Time. Very good. Very good. Now let's look at the next vowel, which is the vowel letter L. Vowel letter L have gotten to basic sounds as well. And the sounds are the long what? L, L, L. The long what? L, L, L. And the short what? Ah. Say again. Ah. Again. Ah. Very good. Now, how does it work? How should you use it? That is your question, right? Okay, first, remember I said, when you have your vowel, any of your vowel standing in between your consonants without any interruption of other vowels, it will give you a short sound. Don't forget that. And if you now have your vowel standing beside another vowel or ending with another vowel, in that case, the rule is telling you that, okay, change this word to a long sound. Use your long sound to pronounce the word, such as if I have a word like SLP, SLP. SLP should be pronounced as sup because the L there stands all alone. SLP, sup, because vowel letter L sound ah as a short sound. But if I have vowel letter E ending with that word, it will give me what? Selp. Say again, selp. Say again, selp. Now let's take a few examples. Looking at the short sounds first, we have LN. Call it what? An. You don't say on. No, it does not exist. Call it what? An. And LF is what? Af. I can't hear you. Af. Oh, lovely. DLG is what? Dag. Call it again. Dog. Good. G-O-D is what? God. I could hear that. God, but most people call it God. You don't say God. God is a long sound. But here we have only vowel letter L standing alone between the consonants. So we use the short A sound to speak it. Call it what? God. Very good. Now let's look at the long vowel letter L in between words. Here you have the long vowel letter L in between words. If I have H-O-P alone, it gave me hop, hop. But a case where the L is ending with the E, it changes from the short A to the long L. So we call it what? Help. Everybody say help. Very good. Here we have second example, NLTE pronounced as what? I can hear you. Oh, very good. You are doing very well. Okay, NLT gives me not. Okay, but NLTE will give me the long sound, which is what? Nailed. Say it again. Nailed. Say it again. Nailed. Very good. CLTE. If you remove that E, you have CLT, giving you what? Cut. But if you have the E there, the four of them will give you what? Killed. Say that again. Killed. Pull it, stress it in your mouth. Killed. Very good. PLPE is what? Pelp. Say that again. Pelp. Again. Pelp. You are doing very well. Now let's look at the final vowel letter, which is the vowel letter U. Vowel letter U also have gotten to basic sounds. Like I said before, the rule remains the same. So if you've learned something about other ones, you should be able to apply that rule to this one. Okay, letter U have gotten to basic sounds, which are the long U. Point to yourself and say U. Point to somebody and say U. Very good. And also the U have gotten the short sound, which is your what? Ah. Put your thumbs together and sound it. Ah. Release it again. Ah. You open your mouth wide and loud and release that sound from your abdomen. Release it out. Okay? So how do we use them? That is the point. Okay? How do we use them? It's not enough learning about them. We must learn to use them, to apply them to our daily English. So how do we use them? First, remember I said, when your vowel stand in between consonants, any of the vowels standing between your consonants, it will receive a short sound when it's all alone, when it's standing in isolation. But a situation where the vowel is forming a relationship with another vowel or repeating itself twice, what should you do? It's telling you that you should use the long sound to pronounce that word. Are you clear about that? Very good. Okay, now let's look at a few examples for the vowel letter U. My writing. Okay, now here, the first word is UP. I call that what? It should be used, we should use the short sound because the U stands all alone without interference of another vowel. So it will give you the short sound as what? Up, up. Call the word again, up. The second word is US. What do you call that? Us. Say it again, us. And CUP. Vowel letter U all alone, no interference of another vowel. So we use the short A sound. It gives us what? Cup. Say it again, cup. Say it again, cup. Good. You don't say cop. No, it does not exist. But cop is a word that has different meaning anyway, but not for this kind of spelling, okay? Now here we have S-U-N. Call it what? Sun. Say again, sun. Say it again, sun. Don't call it son again. You call it what? Sun. Very good. And here we have the last example there. Say B-U-S. Call it what? Bus. Again, bus. You don't call it boss. You call it what? bus, because the letter U sound A, B sound B, and the S sound S. So call them together, bus. Very clever of you. And here, finally, we look at the long letter U words example. Here it is, my writing, okay? Here we have C-U-T-E. C-U-T is cut. C-U-T-E gives us what? Cute. Because the long letter U sound U. Say you. So we have cute. Call it again, cute. And look at me. Look at B-U-T-E will give me what? Butte. Okay, butte. And here we have M-U-T-E giving me what? Mute. Okay, mute. And here we have F-U-M-E giving us what? Fume. Say it again, fume. Say that again, fume. Oh, wow, bravo, bravo, bravo. Now, look at me, and together we're going to take summary of everything we've done. The two sounds at the same time. Okay, are you ready? Letter A have gotten two basic sounds, remember? Which are, name them, the long sound and the short sound. So we take the long and the short A together. Are you ready? The long letter A sound as what? A. A. And the short letter A sound as Say Very good. And the next is the letter E. The letter E have gotten how many? Two. Good. The long letter E sound as what? E again. Or call it E again. E. And the short letter E sound as again. Oh, bravo. Next, we look at the letter I. Letter I, two sounds, also long and short. The long letter I is spoken as what? I. Point to yourself, I. And the short letter I is spoken as what? A. Again, A. You're doing very well. Excellent. Now we look at the next vowel, which is what? Vowel letter L. Vowel letter L, you don't call it O. O is American English and L is British. So we're using the British English to speak here. So we were colonized by the British, remember? So we should strive hard to use the British accent and the British sounds. Okay, now the L. My L is long and short. The long L is what? L. Okay, L. And the short L is what? Ah. Short L is what? Ah. And now we move to the last vowel, which is the vowel letter U. The vowel letter U have two sounds also, which are what? The long U and the short ah. Long U and short ah. Okay? There are 5 magic friends which you must know. They come in squares and in triangles. A, E, I,